If someone starts to distance themselves and ignore you, stay with me in this video because I'm going to share 3 strategies that work in this situation. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I invite you to do so. By subscribing, you'll receive notifications whenever I upload a new video, ensuring you don't miss any important content. Now let's delve into today's interesting topic. I know many people have experienced this situation, myself included. It happened to me some time ago, and it was a source of suffering. But I encourage you to stay until the end, because these 3 tips I'm going to share will help you manage the situation and turn things in your favor. I hope you are doing well and cultivating positive thoughts, focusing on what you truly desire in life and letting go of what you don't want. It's crucial to love yourself more each day because that is the key to not feeling the need for other people. When you don't need anyone, you start to attract others and become more magnetic. Now, when I talk about someone distancing themselves or ignoring you, I don't mean a relationship that is completely over. If someone has decided to leave your life, let them go. Open the doors and allow them to leave without begging or pleading. What I want to address is when you are in a relationship that still has potential, but you notice the other person is changing, no longer being with you in the same way as before. It's possible that this person is distancing themselves or even ignoring you. At this point, I invite you to reflect on whether that distancing has something to do with a change in your attitude. I speak from personal experience and because it has been proven. When you stop being yourself, the dynamics change. Remember how you were before you met that person. You had your hobbies, dreams, and cared about yourself. Did something change in you when you fell in love? Did you modify your behavior? When you fall in love, it's common to think that by giving a lot and constantly being attentive to the other person, you will make them love you more and stay with you forever. However, you've probably noticed that this doesn't work that way. In fact, the opposite usually happens. When you give too much, the other person starts to lose interest little by little and may even end up ignoring you. The same person who used to be very attentive to you when you were still focusing on yourself begins to distance themselves. So what can you do to reverse this situation and make that person become interested in you again and feel that magnetism towards you? Here are 3 things that can help you. First, do not show neediness. If you notice that the person is not giving you the same attention as before, not responding as much, or even ignoring you, avoid complaining. Don't send messages or make calls saying things like, "You didn't respond," "You left me on read," "What's going on?" Don't show that you care too much. If you do this, the other person will perceive your desperation and frustration, which will inflate their ego and make them pay even less attention to you and distance themselves more. What you should do is act as if what is happening doesn't affect you. I know this can be complicated when you love someone, but you need to show that you are happy with or without that person. Your happiness cannot depend on having someone in your life. You must focus on your own dreams and goals and show that you can move forward regardless of what the other person does. If you allow your happiness to depend entirely on someone else, you give them immense power over you, which can lead to manipulation. When a person starts to distance themselves, it's because you have also distanced yourself from yourself. You've lost that magnetism because you've neglected your own interests and focused entirely on your partner. What happened to your hobbies? If you liked playing sports, keep doing it. If you enjoyed going out with friends or spending time with your family, don't stop doing it. You can't make your life revolve around one person. The key is not to appear needy. You must continue to be happy with or without that person. Even if you care a lot, you have to show that you can continue living fully. So when the other person notices that you are not complaining or creating drama, they start to wonder what's going on. They will think, it seems like they don't care that I'm distancing myself, and they continue with their life so happily. But even if it bothers you inside, you are showing that person that they have no control over you. You are in control. When they see that you are moving forward, taking better care of yourself, looking more attractive and having your own life, that's when they start to become interested in you again. The situation changes, and it is the other person who starts seeking you out. What happened to those dramas of, "Why didn't you write to me? You left me on read. I've written to you several times and you haven't even read it." Not anymore, because you have your own life and things to do. Also, when they send you a message, don't rush to respond. If you do, you will show desperation and neediness, as if you were waiting by your phone for it to ring and light up so you can quickly respond and express your feelings. Don't show that you depend on that message to be happy. When you don't show neediness, the relationship becomes more balanced. If the other person feels that you are always available and attentive, they lose interest because they no longer feel the same attraction. Don't give them that power. Show that you have your own life and that you are happy with or without that person. The second thing you shouldn't do is be constantly attentive to the person you like. I understand that at first it's difficult because when someone matters to you, you want to spend as much time as possible with that person. But how can you avoid appearing needy and not pay too much attention to them? To achieve this, you need to have your own hobbies and focus on your life. You need to focus on what you used to do before that relationship. You can't be waiting for the phone to ring constantly or telling that person every detail of your life. Remember that your partner is not your personal diary or agenda. You can't be telling them every moment what you are doing. "I woke up, I'm going here, I'm coming from there, now I'm going there." If you do this, the other person will not feel the need to ask how you are or what you have done. By telling them everything, you leave no room for curiosity and interest. If that person doesn't write to you, don't despair or become a detective, checking their social media to see if they are online, who they have written to, or who they have liked. This creates a dependent relationship, and the other person notices it. They will see that you are not happy without them, and that they can do whatever they want with you, which reduces your attractiveness. Your world cannot revolve around your partner's world. Don't abandon your hobbies to adapt to your partner's, or neglect your friends to fit into their group. Thinking that this way that person will not leave your side is a mistake. By doing this, you nullify yourself as a person and lose all your magnetism. Before asking yourself why your partner's attitude towards you has changed, ask yourself if you have changed your attitude towards your partner. Are you the same person as at the beginning, or have you transformed into someone different? When you stop being so attentive and focus on yourself, you become magnetic again. That's why it's crucial to have a goal, a dream in life. What do you want to achieve? If you are looking for a job, dedicate yourself to finding one and working on that. By focusing on your own goals, you become more attractive and the other person notices it. They see in you someone with their own world, with their own hobbies. It is vital that you can enjoy a walk in the countryside, a movie, a meal, or any activity without your happiness, depending on your partner. Of course, you are happy with your partner because you love them, but you must also be able to be happy without them. Many people confuse love with dependence. They think that if the loved one is not by their side, they cannot be happy or enjoy life. That is not love. That is attachment and dependence, and it is not a healthy relationship. It is essential to differentiate between love and dependence to have a healthy relationship. Of course, you can be happy with your partner, but you must also be able to be happy without them. If your partner perceives that you are not well without their presence, that you desperately need their messages and to spend most of the time with them, because without that, you feel that you have no life of your own, this can end up overwhelming them. That pressure can make them distance themselves, ignore you, and ultimately break the relationship, leaving you with a broken heart. This happens because the other person feels suffocated and imprisoned. I speak so clearly about this situation because I have lived and suffered through it. I was the dependent person who, for fear of being alone and having my heart broken, ended up overwhelming my partners. In the end, that fear became reality because I neglected myself, thinking that if I gave a lot, the other person wouldn't leave. But the opposite happened. So here's the third thing: pace your love. This advice has helped many people. Instead of giving everything at once, distribute your affection in a balanced way. By doing this, you not only avoid overwhelming your partner, but also maintain interest and attraction in the relationship. It is crucial to learn to love yourself and not depend emotionally on someone else to be happy. If you give everything at once, if every time that person tells you they need something, you rush to satisfy that need, even sacrificing what you need, you lose your magnetism. The first person you must take care of and help is yourself. It is essential to love your partner, of course, but love is not about quantity, it is about quality. It is not about loving a lot, but about loving well. A healthy relationship must be balanced, without excesses, without constant need or complaints. Pacing your love means that you are loving, but without forgetting yourself. You should not constantly sacrifice yourself or give up everything to give everything to the other person. Loving someone well means taking care of yourself first. Don't deprive yourself of things you need to give them to the other person. Don't nullify yourself thinking that by giving everything, you will be more loved. Many of us have gone through this. We have given everything to someone we love and then found ourselves ignored or even betrayed. Therefore, it is crucial to maintain that balance in the relationship. Love your partner, yes, but also make sure you are taking care of yourself. Don't become a non-entity nullified, thinking that by giving everything, you will ensure the other person's love. True love and respect start with yourself. Why does this happen? Because you give too much and neglect important aspects of your life that used to make you attractive and magnetic. That person fell in love with someone who had their own life, with hobbies and interests. But as you fall in love, if you haven't learned to love yourself, you start to sacrifice and neglect yourself, thinking that love is about giving everything. If you haven't learned to love yourself and believe that love means putting the other person above everything, including your own needs, then you have a problem with emotional dependency. When someone appears in your life, you forget about yourself to focus on that person, thinking that you can only love if you are with someone and that you can't be alone. If you find yourself in this situation, the first thing you need to do is step back from the relationship and focus on yourself. You need to take care of yourself and learn to love yourself. Until you do this, you will continue to repeat the same story with different people, but the same dynamic. You will wonder why. If you are so good and give everything, why does the other person distance themselves? The answer is that in love, being a good person is not enough. You need to understand and respect certain rules of the game. You can't be so attentive to the other person that you forget about yourself. You can't give everything without reservations, and you can't feel needy of the other person, because these three things kill your magnetism. In the end, the other person distances themselves, and you are left with your self-esteem shattered. It is crucial to find a balance, and remember that your happiness and well-being are just as important. Keep your interests and hobbies. Don't sacrifice your identity for anyone. Loving well also means loving yourself. This happens when people still have internal voids and emotional burdens from childhood. They think that they can only feel love by being with someone, and that to avoid losing that person, they must give everything, sacrificing themselves. But that is not healthy love. It's not about quantity, but quality. A few years ago, I went through this myself. I wasn't well. I suffered a lot in my relationships. Today, I'm here because I managed to heal, because I was able to save myself first and find peace and love without needing someone by my side. This is what I want you to achieve. When you regain your power, no one can control or manipulate you. Your happiness no longer depends on whether someone writes to you or not. The person who truly cares about you will seek you out, and if they don't care about you, they won't write to you, but you won't beg or complain. You will open the doors and let them go, because when someone cares about you, it shows. And when they don't care, it shows even more. The key is to heal your own voids, to learn to love yourself first. Only then will you be able to have healthy and balanced relationships where love is genuine and not based on emotional dependency. A year ago, my emotional dependency on people was so intense that I reached the point of giving my phone to a friend for a weekend. I told her to keep it because I couldn't bear to be constantly waiting for a call or a message. I was making myself sick over it. People who are still emotionally dependent and don't know how to love themselves tend to live glued to their phone, constantly waiting for validation from others. I gave the phone to my friend, and it was very hard for me, extremely hard, but that didn't solve anything. That strategy didn't work because emotional wounds need to be worked on from the inside. It's not just about disconnecting from the phone for a few days and avoiding contact with your partner. The wounds that cause emotional dependency are deep and need to be addressed at their source. It's important to understand where this dependency comes from. In my case, these wounds come from childhood. Maybe like me, you lacked the presence of a father or mother, or maybe you were overprotected. These experiences make you constantly seek attention from others because you feel like something is missing and you believe you can't be alone. Healing these wounds involves deep personal work. You need to identify the origin of your emotional dependency and learn to fill those voids yourself. True freedom and happiness come from learning to love yourself and being okay with yourself without needing the validation of others. So, if you want to become magnetic and make your relationships work and have the other person want to be with you, you need to heal your wounds and learn to love yourself alone. Dedicate the necessary time so you don't feel needy, so that when life presents you with someone new, you don't repeat the same behavioral patterns. If you don't heal internally, you will unconsciously repeat the same actions over and over until the pain forces you to seek a solution. Many of you write to me saying you enjoy my videos, but then go back to acting the same way. Why does this happen? Because you have deep wounds that aren't solved just by watching a video. Healing these wounds requires daily and constant work, just like I did. It's easy and comfortable to watch a video, but what is truly transformative is dedicating time every day to working on yourself, reading personal growth books, and identifying and healing those wounds. This is what really brings about change. People don't change by doing the same things as always. They change when they act differently, even if it makes them uncomfortable. Even if you don't like it, you need to step out of your comfort zone and face your own weaknesses to grow and transform yourself. So, if a situation is hurting you and you want to change, you must work on raising your self-love and self-confidence. By building this security and confidence, you will know your worth and stop making these mistakes. When you enter a relationship, you won't neglect yourself or be so attentive to the other person because you will understand that the first person you must attend to and love is yourself. From that fullness, you will be able to share your love without being glued to the phone, without constantly sacrificing yourself for the other person. It is crucial to keep your own world, your goals, and your hobbies without making everything revolve around the person you love. That's what maintains your magnetism. That's why your partner distances themselves and starts ignoring you, because you stop being yourself, trying to adapt and please the other person. Keep your identity, your interests, and your own life, and from there, you will be able to have a healthier and more balanced relationship. Thank you for watching. If these insights resonated with you, smash that like button and subscribe for more life-changing wisdom. But wait, before you go, I have something extraordinary to share. NASA scientists have created a groundbreaking 7-minute audio called GeniusWave that can unlock your brain's full potential. Picture yourself effortlessly attracting success and happiness. Ready to transform your life? Click the link in the description below. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity.